Good morning to all of you. In our last class, we have completed the tools that are used in recombinant DNA technology. So, we discussed the three important tools one by one, that is the restriction endonuclease, which was called molecular scissor, then the vectors, and the third important tool was the host cell. Now, in our today's class, we are going to discuss in detail about the process of recombinant DNA technology. The complete process of recombinant DNA technology is done in 7 steps. All these 7 steps are in front of you. That is isolation of DNA. Then after isolation of DNA, the DNA fragments are created by using the molecular scissor or restriction endonuclease. After creating the fragments of DNA, the desired DNA fragments or gene of interest are isolated by using the agarose gel electrophoresis. Then the desired gene of interest are ligated to vector. Then the vectors are transferring the recombinant DNA into the host cell. The host cells are then further cultured in a medium at large scale by using the bioreactors, and the last step is the extraction of the desired product, which is used for human welfare. The desired product can be the enzyme, it can be the amino acids, it can be the different type of vaccines. Okay children, so these are the steps that are involved in the recombinant DNA technology. Now we will discuss all these steps here in detail. So we are going to start with the first step, that is isolation of DNA. Now for isolation of DNA, the DNA need to be removed in the pure form, and that pure form can be obtained by removing the membranes, because the nucleus is having the DNA inside it. So the bacterial cell, the plant cell and animal cells are treated with the enzyme. The bacterial cell is treated with lysoenzyme, the plant cell is treated with cellulase, the fungal cell is treated with chitinase, and animal cells which are having the plasma membranes are given heat shock. So what will happen after treating them in this way, that their membranes are going to dissolve. The genes are present on the molecule of DNA, and they are associated with the proteins like histones along with the RNA. So to obtain it in purified form, the RNA is removed by treating with ribonuclease, and the protein is removed by treating with enzyme proteases. So the finally purified DNA is obtained. It is precipitated out by adding the chilled ethanol, and this DNA appear in the form of threads in suspension, and they are separated out by the spooling process. Okay, so this is the way the DNA which is present within the nucleus of the cell is separated out. Then the second step was fragmentation of DNA by restriction endonuclease. So here we have already learned in our previous lessons that how the restriction endonuclease work. So whatever DNA is separated out, that DNA will be cut it by the restriction enzyme. The restriction enzyme is going to inspect the DNA all along its length, and then it will make the cut at a specific region, that is the specific code of restriction endonuclease, and the DNA fragments will be produced. After the formation of DNA fragments, the DNA fragments are isolated by using the agarose gel electrophoresis, and this DNA, which is the negatively charged, will move towards the positive charge electrode, that is anode, and the process is repeated with the vector DNA also. Now, after cutting the source DNA and vector DNA by specific restriction enzyme, they are ligated to each other with the help of DNA ligase, and this results in the formation of recombinant DNA. So, the 4 steps we have already done, the step number 1, 2, 3 and 4. When we had discussed the tools, the detailed account was discussed when we studied the tools. Okay. Now, the next important step that we are going to learn is that the gene of interest, which is ligated in the vector, how that gene of interest can be amplified or how its multiple copies are produced. This is also called amplification of gene of interest, and the term is given to this technique, that is PCR, polymerase chain reaction. It is invented by Kary Mullis, and this involved the synthesis of multiple copies of gene of interest in vitro. In vitro means, you very well know that the things are being done in the lab in aseptic conditions. So, here the basic concept involved is that the double stranded DNA molecule is heated up at high temperature, and the 2 strands of DNA will then separate out, because the hydrogen bond which is present between the base pairs will be broken up when the heat is supplied. So, as a result, the single stranded DNA molecules are obtained, and which are further copied by DNA polymerase. The process is replication, and while replication, the base pairing rule is followed, that is adenine pair with thymine and guanine pair with cytosine. So, this will lead to duplication of original DNA. If the events are repeated many times, then multiple copies of DNA sequences can be generated. So, here you can see initially there is a single DNA molecule, then when this DNA molecule, which is labeled as template DNA, when it is heated, the 2 strands are there, then the primer in the form of messenger RNA is attached, and the polymerase enzyme, that is the DNA polymerase enzyme, will catalyze the polymerization of nucleotides following the base pairing rule, and see the new strand of DNA is synthesized in the 3rd step or the 3rd figure given below. So, now from one DNA molecule you are going to have 2 DNA molecules, that is by the process of replication and base pairing rule. Now, if we heat these 2, then we are going to obtain the 4 single stranded DNAs, and again the same process is repeated. So, we can obtain the multiple copies of gene of interest when we will repeat the steps again and again. Now, let us see what are the various things that are required during polymerase chain reaction or PCR technique. So, the main requirements are DNA template, then the primer. The primer is a small RNA stretch, and the enzyme, which is the Taq polymerase enzyme, right. Now, DNA template is the DNA which is having the gene of interest, and that gene of interest is to be amplified, that is its multiple copies are to be made. Then primer is a small RNA stretch that is having 10 to 18 nucleotide, and it is linked to target DNA to initiate the process of replication. Now, here the enzyme, which is the DNA polymerase enzyme, is required. That DNA polymerase enzyme should be able to tolerate the high temperatures, that is the temperature more than 90 degree. So that enzyme is named as Taq polymerase. Taq polymerase because it is isolated from bacteria Thermus aquaticus. It is also called thermostable DNA polymerase. Many times this question comes that what is the role of Taq polymerase enzyme. So Taq polymerase is a type of DNA polymerase enzyme that can tolerate very high temperature, that is around 90 degrees C, because what we are doing in this polymerase chain reaction, again and again we are heating the DNA to separate the two strands of DNA, right? So we need the enzyme that is able to tolerate the high temperature. Now next is you need to learn about the steps that are involved in polymerase chain reaction. So there are 3 steps that are involved, that is denaturation, annealing and primer extension. So the first step where we are heating the DNA at high temperature, that is a temperature around 90 to 94 degrees C. So what will happen when the DNA will be heated? The 2 DNA strands will be separated out, and this separation is known as denaturation. Now every strand is acting as a template strand for the DNA synthesis. The B figure is basically showing the annealing, where the primer is added to template strand, and this will initiate the Taq polymerase enzyme to further extend the new chain of DNA by adding the nucleotide. So primer extension is the last step in which the thermostable DNA polymerase or Taq polymerase synthesize the new DNA strand by adding the deoxynucleotide or nucleotides, and when these steps are followed again and again, then we are going to obtain the multiple copies. For the diagram you can refer NCERT also. Here it is very clear that from one DNA, 2 DNA molecules are made, in which the one strand is the parental strand and one strand is the newly synthesized strand. When these 2 DNAs are again denatured, again when the annealing is done, then you are going to obtain the 4 DNA, where every DNA will have one parent strand and one newly synthesized daughter strand. So this is the complete description of how the gene of interest is amplified or how its multiple copies are made. The PCR or the polymerase chain reaction is very important, and it is also asked for 5 mark question, 3 marks also it is coming, and sometimes it also comes in 1 mark with the things like what are the requirements of PCR or what are the various steps that are involved in PCR, or name the enzyme that is involved in the PCR, or why thermostable DNA polymerase is required in the PCR technique. These are the most probable questions that are being asked. So that's all for the day today. Thank you. Have a nice day.